Okay, day 7, 20 hours, and just continue on a southerly route, or routes, depending on where you are. And the wind has stayed around about 9s, and we're getting about 7.3, sometimes coming up to about 8s. We have Zyle, who's doing well there. Guys to the west of us are probably getting a knot better. They've also got a much better angle. They're probably going to beat us to the punch. If you look at the west-south, Zyle's still in front of us. Out further west we have X-Ray and Nox, and then way out west if the game refreshes. There we go. We have the Guru Power, which is Kino, Blackborough, and Phoebus, I think. So these guys are going to come down pretty similar with us. These guys are going to beat us, and then we have the guys that have gone Coast Dwellers, and you know, some that are still moving across, and we have these guys here which are in shallow waters. Kevin's all the way over there. Mr. Sid, Volatan, John, thank you very much for your YouTube comments. Tito, Makeda, David, and Storm Patrol. Day 8, 10 hours in, and just had a warning go out over the night that the points from 1317 down to 1117, so this area here, the depth is incorrect, and although some of the boats seem to have got through and warned, there's a couple of them that are still heading for that area of the map. Apparently it's down to 0.4 meters with a risk of grounding. Anyway, they're doing pretty well over on the side here, much better than I thought they would as they're coming down. The boats that have come through Cape Verde, and they've come down quite well as well. There's a blue blob here of less wind, so we'll see how they go. The ones behind me, which came from above Cape Verde and around, they've lost a bit of time, not too much, but a little bit, I would imagine. And the ones that I did veer, which were the boats that were to the west of me, have made up time and will possibly pass us in the next 12 to 24 hours. They have a much better wind angle, and there's probably 1 knot difference between where they are and where we are at present. We're trying to track on about 178, but not the best. The guys over here, X-Ray and Canoe, they've gone quite wide out, and they've also maintained a fairly good latitude. So while they've gone a lot further west, their latitude is still not too bad. It depends on how they will come through the next 24 to 48 hours and where they land. And here we are back at 8 days 23 hours, and it's very slow going. The winds had dropped to around about 4.5. Now they're returning to about 6.3. There is a lot of instability in this area here. As I suspected, there would be a concertina effect, and the fleet that was behind us have started to catch us. They're around about between 30 and 100 nautical miles back. Not a real captain, has who came from the west, has beaten us down. Zyle is probably around about 70 nautical miles in front of us, and we've got a couple of other guys coming through. And if I zoom out a little bit, hoping to catch some of the guys further off on the map here, X-ray, but further out over here you'll see that Blackborough and Canoa and Phoebus are out here. Oh, there they are. They've shot back down again, so they've obviously got some pretty good wind down there. Not getting that close to the to South America yet, but they have gone a long way west. That will be interesting to see how that pans out for them. Over here, we had, oh, I'm getting some map problems. So this repopulates here because there's a whole bunch of boats down around about 10 or 9 north, and they have done pretty well to keep up, but they must have got those onshore winds and have been hugging the coast quite admirably at the moment. So come back tomorrow morning and hopefully we're a little bit closer to our waypoint. At the moment we have to go below our bearing to waypoint. The wind is coming much more from the north, and hopefully overnight that will change. Might as well look at the weather map, see the bad news on GFS 22. We're at 1 at the moment, about 10:45, 27, doing about 160, 165, and winds are about allowing us about 5 knots, so 24 hours we're going to be down at 0.2, and maybe be able to switch back a little bit after that. We'll see. Out here is at 0.4 is Canoa with Blackborough, and they look like they have picked a good option by going so far west. Let's just see how this has changed from the morning. Windy, and there seems to be a lot more blue coming in. Still going to be hard going, and around about an average of 5 or 6 knots for the next 48 hours. So that's more than 24 hours there. I'll make it up to 48. Obviously there's some blue around point number 3. So I'm getting to 48 hours now ahead, and that is not looking good, however you look at it. So all of us guys in the middle here, including Zyle, we're going to have it hard going. Maybe Zyle, because he's about 70 nautical miles in front, might be able to dodge the bullet, but the rest of us are going to be having a hard 48 hours. Along the coast, similarly, onshore wind, they look like they're getting 4 or 5 knots as well, all the way down. Out here, it's only 7 knots, but if you go back to now, they're getting 11 knots, so they'll be able to come a lot further down before before they hit that in about 24 hours from now, and then they only have 7 knots and not very far to go to get past the doldrum. So that's while they are 400 nautical miles to the west, it'd be interesting to see whether they can make up that 400 miles. I figure they probably can. Signing off. Thank you.